All right. Welcome to the Non-Stuffy Attorneys podcast. Today I am here with Pamela Garrett from she's the law mother, and you are I'd say the queen of social media is what I would call you. Yeah. Yeah, your videos are incredible.
Oh, thanks, Joe. It means a lot.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely incredible. So how'd you get I wanted to ask you how you got started with that. Like what was the progression with social media?
Yeah, so I started with social media probably about 10 years ago when I was working at a law firm, and I kind of had a side hustle where I was doing kind of health and fitness coaching. And I started sharing like my health journey. I lost 40 pounds and I kind of started sharing it online. And I had a business coach at the time and I was totally terrified. I'm like, I'm a attorney. I can't post photos of myself in a bikini. No one's going to take myself serious. No one's going to take me seriously. And I think I built up close to like, I don't know, like 20,000 followers at the time and really went through a lot of training in that world of how to show up authentically and how to use social media and how to connect with people. And so then when I started my law firm, I kind of started making the switch to promoting and educating on things related to estate planning and finance. And yeah, then kind of the Instagram really took off in 2023. And do you want me to share that story or?
Yeah, I
Uh,
definitely want to hear all of it for sure.
Yeah, so in 2023, my second child was 5 days old. And you probably get this as a business owner. It's really hard to take a maternity leave. So with my daughter, she was born during the pandemic. And, I told people to send me clients during that time. And, 2 weeks into it, I had to get back to work because, all the leads dried up and no one wanted to bother me. And so my goal was I just set the goal in May of 2023 to post every day for my maternity leave, not thinking anything would happen of it, like not thinking I would have the following I had today, but more just to connect with my referral partners and have them send me clients and know that I was still around. And the goal was just to be able to take a maternity leave. And then the first video I shot when my son was 5 days old, it was 3 a.m. I just breastfed my son. It was like horrible lighting, horrible filter. Like my son's 5 days old in my arms, bad audio. And at the time, I had seen kind of this trend of, character sketches, and my background's in sketch comedy. In law school, I had done improv and sketch comedy writing. So I'm like, why don't I try and see what happens? And that video got 6 million views. And I was like, holy, holy smokes. And so I like really did everything you shouldn't do with social media. Like every morning at 3 a.m., I woke up, I recorded a video, I edited myself, I posted it. And yeah, by the end of the summer, my following had taken off. And yeah, it's been great.
That's amazing. How many followers do you have now?
On Instagram, 1.5 million. On Facebook, close to 900,000. On TikTok, I think we're at like 280. And we're kind of slowly trying to grow our YouTube now.
Yeah. Jesus, that is incredible. And yeah, I think I tell people this all the time. My wife posts on TikTok, right? Informational stuff. And when we first started, I was I have video editing background, and I know my way just enough. And we would script out these videos, use a teleprompter, and then I'd edit them. It'd take me like 3 days to and and finally we were like, screw that. And she just started posting and being more, more herself, more real, and explaining these things just very organically. And yeah, all of a sudden she got a couple videos that got like I think 1 million views very quick. Yeah, very quickly. And so she shot up to like 30,000 followers on TikTok. Um, and yeah, that's how we've been filming ever since. But I see your videos and I'm like, shit, we need to do stuff like that. They're
Yeah, I always tell people, exactly what you just said, that authenticity is what does well on social media. And, for me, the character stuff does well because I have a background in it and I love it. And people can see that I love it and it's fun and it's like really organic and easy for me. But there are so many creators out there who, like Jefferson Fisher is a big one who I look up to, who we kind of went big around the same time. And he's like shot up with his new book. He's a PI lawyer out of Texas. And I share his a lot because it's just him and his car. And he, like, it's nothing fancy. You know, he's just switching the camera angle. And every video gets millions of views. And he has 6 million followers on Instagram.
Gosh.
And so I'm always telling people like exactly what your wife is doing. Like do like be authentically you, share the value and show up that way and just be consistent. And you don't have to like wear a wig and do skits like me. There's so many different styles that, and you don't have to have a huge production value. You don't have to have like amazing theatrics. It's like really being authentic and sharing great value.
Yeah, that's a good point. I could see that because I don't know if my wife is necessarily, into putting on the wigs and all that shit. But yeah,
Yeah, and then it comes across that right way, right? Like it comes across like people are like, "Ooh, this person doesn't like it." For me, like I used to write sketch comedy in law school, and I was on a sketch comedy group, and I did improv, and so I have the background. And for me, it's just so much fun. It's just even if nobody saw it, I'd probably still make him.
huh? So comedy, huh? That's that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I'm very envious of people in that field.
Oh yeah, me too. Like I think comedy writing is just, I mean, one is just so much fun to laugh at. I feel like I don't feel like I'm that funny, but I feel like I have a really good sense of humor and I laugh at other people and I can find a lot of humor in other things. And yeah, life's too serious. So the more you can take it easy and it's really great for legal and financial topics because people are overwhelmed and it's complicated. And so being able to make people laugh, let them learn at the same time, make it simple is a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. When did you um when did you start your own firm?
In 2019, so it's been 6 years.
Congratulations. What
Thanks.
so what happened before that? What were you doing? You were in another firm, you said?
Yeah, so I've been practicing law for 15 years. So I started my career out as a deputy district attorney. So I was in court all the time and really loved being in the courtroom, serving my community. But I really started getting interested in estate planning because I saw what happened when crimes occurred and unexpected accidents occurred. And I saw families end up down the hall in probate court. I saw families end up in horrible, kids end up in foster care. So that's when I first got interested in estate planning. I then went into, after the DA's office, I went into a bigger law firm and did civil litigation. So I did insurance defense work. And then and I have a background in civil engineering. So I did a lot of construction defect litigation. And then I went into the plaintiff side after that and did lawsuits, represented my clients, really focused a lot on sexual assaults because of my DA experience. So sued a lot of bad guys.
I love
And yeah,
that.
and started my law firm in 2019.
Okay. How was that for you? Was it scary or were you kind of like, I'm gonna kill it? I'm not worried at all.
Oh yeah, it was so terrifying. It was so terrifying. I my family, I'm the first lawyer in my family. Nobody in my family has their own businesses, it's very, work for someone else. I think I had a calling for it. I had done, some side hustles over the years. And then I signed up for Personal Family Lawyer, New Law Business Model, their program in March of 2019. And then it took me from like March to July to get the cojones to put in my 2 weeks. And I originally was supposed to get a big bonus, and that was going to fund my law firm. And unfortunately, that didn't go through.
Mm,
And so I had to start the firm on a 0% interest credit card, and I was terrified. Like I feel like sometimes I joke that I'm like an adrenaline junkie. I do a lot of terrifying things. The most terrifying thing I have done is starting a business. It's such a personal development, right? Like there's journey where you're just all of your stuff is in your face and you got to deal with it and there's no one to blame. So I worked with a mindset coach every day. not every day, every week, the first few months to just get past like the initial blocks that I had where I really thought we weren't going to be able to pay our mortgage. My husband was working at the time, but his salary wasn't enough. He's a veteran and he worked in security and he didn't make enough to cover everything. And so I was like, this has to work. Yeah, and then like 6 months into it, I had like some really good job offers, and I was like, should I keep, you know what I mean? Should I keep doing it, or should I take a job offer? And I'm like, I'm gonna stick with it, and I'm glad I did. Been an amazing journey, and I'm really grateful, and I've been very lucky.
Yeah, my wife and I, we were out in California, and we decided to move to Florida. And it was like, I guess February of 2019. And we said, okay, we're going to move. She was working as an in-house counsel. She's licensed in Pennsylvania,
Mhm.
wasn't licensed in Florida. So she went to them. She said, hey, we want to move. She said, I can do all my work remotely. Is it okay with you if I work remotely? And they said yes. So it was like, okay, great. She's making pretty good money. I was in real estate there I was doing, as a realtor. So I was making decent money too, but and I was going to do the same thing here in Florida, but a lot of that's referral based, and you build up client list. So essentially, I'm starting all over when we
Oh
moved
yeah.
here. So we we got into contract on our house. I came here, looked at some houses. We got in contract, and escrow was supposed to close. I think it was the July 1st or something like that. So it was the beginning of June, and they they call her in and they say, we're letting you go.
June of 2019.
Yeah. So a month before we're supposed to, and we're in contract on this house
Ooh,
there, and they say, we're letting you go. We're like, what? Everything's all in the works already.
yeah.
So we said screw it, and we left, and
Did it.
we did it. Yeah, we did it. It was and so she had to study for the Florida bar from no, because she wasn't planning on being licensed in Florida. She
Yeah.
what Yeah, she wasn't going to be licensed here. So in November she started studying. She studied all the way from November until March. And my wife is super personable. She's very attractive, very good communication. So our whole plan was for her to network, right? And so she takes the bar exam March 13th of 2020. Okay.
Yeah, right when the pandemic.
Well, that day we flew back to California because we were going to stay there for 10 days to visit friends. And we got on the plane, and COVID hadn't totally shut everything down yet, but there was 5 people on the plane. And we were like, holy shit. We go out there, and we're out there. We're supposed to be out there for 10 days. And I start worrying. So what if the airlines stop? Okay, then we'll have to drive back. Okay, what if all the hotels close up and we're sleeping in the car? She'll kill me. So so we flew back after 4 days. Everything shut down, and I had taken a sales job at the time, but yeah, she started. She got sworn in at the end of April. Started the firm in May of 2020, and then I left that sales job at the end of 2020 and joined her. Uh, and just started focusing on the marketing and the sales end and admin stuff. But yeah, it was scary as shit. Like we had to pull money out of our 401k and all that, credit cards and all that stuff.
Yeah, we did. I pulled out money from my retirement accounts. Yeah, it was a tough time for sure. It was scary, but like it kind of gave that fire, right? Because, I had like I'm like this has to work. I have to make it work. I got to figure it out. And very like bootstrapped getting everything up and running and yeah.
Yeah, that was our viewpoint. It was like, this is it. We have to figure this out because she had found other jobs here, right? She had applied for attorney position, but the pay just wasn't. I mean, it wasn't what close to what she was making in California. I mean, it was like 3 times less, and it's just like we're not going to thrive off of that, you know. Yeah, but it was kind of grit it and just figure it out, make it work. I love that you had the same experience. But I think, I don't know. I think if you do the right things, there's no reason why you can't be successful. Yeah.
Yeah,
What it,
absolutely. Hmm.
yeah. What's your firm look like now? What do you have going on?
Yeah, we have team of 13 serving this state of Colorado. We're looking at expanding into a few other states. And then I'm also, so right now, I'm really focused on the national brand and kind of how to serve people nationally and putting out products there as well. Um,
Tell me
and
about
kind of
that.
looking at ways to serve all of the US and not just Colorado, but the firm's doing well. We've got
Tell me about the national brand. What do you have going on there?
Yeah, so right now we have two books out, Legally Ever After and Wealthy Ever After, that we give away for free. And then we have a few kits that we've put out that have done well. So we have the Sorry I'm Dead, Now What kit. We have the Kids on Payroll kit. And then next month I'm launching the Wealth Club, which is going to be our community and just a really great opportunity to connect with people, give them more value and go deeper.
Okay. So how do you leverage that into yeah, making money off of it? What's the business plan there?
Yeah. So the business model right now is, courses and products. So we charge for those. And then the membership, there'll be kind of a reoccurring
Yeah,
membership model fee. Hmm.
got it, got it. Any coaching or courses?
Yeah, so the community will have a coaching element. So I'll be on, I have some kind of guest speakers coming on. I have a money mindset coach coming on. So we have kind of a component of that as well.
Nice, nice. That's exciting.
Yeah, so we're getting it off the ground, making sure it gives people value, and then we'll kind of expand from there.
Hmm. Got it, got it. What have you done? Have you done anything else besides social media to grow your firm?
Yeah, I mean, really first few years, it started with doing in-person events, and then with COVID, it went to virtual events. The majority of the growth of my firm has been that. Like the majority of our marketing is webinars currently. So most of our clientele come to us from webinars. A lot of them follow us on social media and get a webinar. Um, we get a lot of client referrals. We do strategic partnerships with different. Last night I did a wine and wills. We do those for our referral partners, and they bring their clients. So we kind of. I have a business development person, a community liaison who handles that all now, who sets up everything, and then I show up, which is wonderful.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I'm not client facing in the law firm anymore. So I have attorneys that are amazing, that do great work and serve our clients. Our team does a great job. I still, have my hand in it and lead the team. And my goal is this year to fully hire myself out of the law firm and just be able to focus on the national brands. So I'll still be the visionary and as we expand into multiple states, but my goal is to bring on a general manager to take over that ship.
yeah, that's great. That's great. What do you do for like the seminars? Are you guys so you're running them like
So we have webinars twice a week, and then our webinars do better than the in-person events. So we were running for about 6 month in-person events. And the thing that we ran into, just because of the social media being very popular, is we would have, like, I think typically with in-person events, you get like 30% show up, and we would get like 60 to 70% show up, and it was really hard to predict for the venue, the size.
yeah,
So we would so we'd be buying dinner for like 50 people, you know what I mean, for 50 or 30, and like 80 would show up, and we'd have to start saying, seats limited, come early. And then we get a lot of people that weren't there just for estate planning. They were there to say hi, or they were there for the free meal. So our webinars have just done way better. Like the majority of our clients come to us from webinars. Um, and then the in-person events we do are just with strategic partners. So if there's a financial advisor that we know that has clients, we'll go and do it to their clientele. So last night it was a collaboration between a financial advisor, a realtor, an insurance gentleman, and a mortgage lender, and like they all had a table that they brought clients to, and we did the event. And so we're starting to do just more of those kind of, a few a year private ones.
Yeah.
But the webinars are doing well for us.
So how do you get them? How do you convert them from the webinar into a paid client?
Yeah, so we do a call to action at the end. So we do a call to action for a strategy session with one of our attorneys at a discount, and we put them to a 15-minute call first.
Okay. And the 15-minute call, are you like pre-qualifying them? Is that kind of what that is?
Yeah, making sure it's
Yeah.
a good fit. And then because we get a lot of people, even though our ads are targeted towards Colorado who still show up. And so being able to get those to the right people.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Um, yeah, we need to do that. For sure. God, it's like the 50th time I've said that in the last like 2 months. We need to do this. We built out a seminar room in our office. It's like 600 square feet, and we haven't used it once. And I was like, we use it for office meetings. Every morning we have a big meeting.
Where do you get most of your guys' clients from?
Google Ads.
Are you guys getting mainly probate clients from Google Ads, or are you getting estate planning clients?
Mainly probate. We market on Google Ads for Medicaid, like crisis planning. We don't do Medicaid Asset Protection Trust right now. But like crisis planning and probate. And then for our estate planning, we get a lot of organic leads, and we send out mailers, postcards. We send around 60,000 a month for that. So that generates, quite a bit of business for us.
Where are your organic coming from?
Just Google searches.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
it's just, yeah,
Yeah, we
we
don't
have,
have probate, so we don't do probate right now at this point. And so we ran Google Ads. Like when Google LSA first came up, I was like one of the first people in the area that got like verified, and we were like getting like so many calls, but it was just all probate calls. So we shut them down. Like we couldn't get Google Ads to work for kind of traditional estate planning.
why don't you do probate?
So I was a litigator, and I'm just done with litigating.
So we don't do any litigation either.
You just do uncontested.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you able to charge a percentage there in Colorado?
No.
You're not.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
You
so
guys
you
do
have to,
percentage.
yeah. Yeah. So
I
generally
mean,
it's,
you can do a percentage. So people do, there's not like is yours a statutory percentage?
yep.
Yeah, so ours isn't a statutory. You can do a percentage. You can do a percentage or a flat fee. Yeah, I mean, we might eventually do it. I was a litigator for a long time, and when I first started the firm, I was doing litigation. And then once I got into estate planning, I'm like, oh, estate planning is so much nicer. It's so much easier to the clients are happy. It's so much easier to systemize. It's so much easier to scale. And our people are so much happier because our clients are all happy and our employees are all happy. So I've just been, I don't like, because we've been so hyper focused on just doing estate planning really, really well in a very specific niche, we were able to grow very fast. So we'll probably do about 2.5 million this year just on estate planning. And so we're kind of at the point now where I'm like, do we expand into another state or do we do another practice area? And I kind of just don't want to ruin a bad thing. Like all of our team is just so happy doing. I don't want to bring in, not no offense, like it's great work, but I don't want to bring in all the like drama of probate into, because it does, like I worked in a litigation firm. That's what you know what I mean? And so like it's like you're in battle every day. And even with, I don't know what it is with like with uncontested probate, probably not as bad. It's like more filing forms,
It's,
but
it still is. It still is. I mean, you're dealing with money and death, and It's
people are upset, and like just that like impact every day on our team, like when I worked at a litigation firm, just the impact on the team and me. And I get that you guys are in battle, but I mean, I would just come home and I would be so charged up because I fought all day. And a lot of the great talent I've gotten has come to me because they just want like a better lifestyle and they want a really great work environment. And so, yeah, we're just really loving um, this energy. So we may eventually expand into like maybe tax or business planning, but I don't see us going into probate for that reason. I got to protect the vibe.
yeah, I get it.
I'll invest in a probate firm, but I don't want to run one.
um yeah, we've got it down pretty good. The reason we got into it, well, our first practice area was, business law, contracts, contract review, that kind of stuff, entity formation. That's where my wife really knew, which what she really knew. And then some of our clients started asking for estate plans. So we eventually hired a very experienced paralegal. She kind of showed us a lot of the ropes. And then I remember I woke up one evening and I was like it was like in a sweat. And at the start of our business, I used to wake up a lot and like, oh shit, are we gonna make enough money this month? Right? Like that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And then we started doing a lot better, and those nights stopped. And then I remember I woke up one night and I think this might have been like a new version of COVID, maybe was coming, like a new version of it. And then I was like, oh fuck, what happens if there's another pandemic? Right? Like what happens then? Or the world shuts down. And I started fearing, okay, would people be paying for, like, if businesses shut down, are they going to be paying for legal services? Right? We charge some of the highest rates in our area. So are people going to pay for our estate planning services? And then I was like, well, people always die. So there's always going to be a need for probate. And that was like the catalyst to get us into it. Um, we ended up finding a woman who was like been in probate for 15 years. She needed a ton of money, right, for us to pull her away from where she was at. And she needed more money than she needed almost more money than Ashley and I were making together for us to sign her on. And we said, screw it, and we did it. And now it's 70% of our business, and we'll bring in probably 3.7 this year on just probate. Uh, but everything that you're saying, that the reasons you don't want to get into it are all of the reasons, all of the things that we experience. There is just tons of drama with it.
Yeah,
Ton.
and I think some people can, I mean, and that was the thing when I was a litigator, like, there's the thrill of, I would get like multi-million dollar verdicts at trial and it's very lucrative. And like it definitely like I was a really good trial attorney and like definitely my ego was tapped into that. But when I made the switch over to estate planning, I just my and I go out with some of my litigator friends and we share the stories and sometimes I miss like the like thrill of the battle and the excitement and like yeah, a lot of my PI and litigator friends are making like 10 times as much right now as me right now, eventually, right? Like
That's
I've got a
right.
plan,
That's right.
but I will say like my marriage is so much better. I'm so much healthier. I just don't have that level of stress and anxiety anymore. And like my team is so much like my team compared to the team, like the level of stress that I experienced. I just for me it's not worth it anymore. We're making plenty of money and but no, I get it. It's like a really from a if you're just looking at the financials, it's very lucrative and yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm happy to invest in it in some point, and that will be my probably what I'll do is I'll send all the probate referrals that I get to some, and I just I've done my time. I did my 10 years of litigation and I'm done being in that energy.
Yeah. Yeah. We're lucky. We have a really good team. There was a firm just north of us that I think he had like maybe 20 staff, and they had a whole bunch of probate cases. They did everything we did. And one day, this attorney, the managing attorney, says he writes an email to all of them, and he says, I'm closing. Effective tomorrow. I'm closing.
Did you get all his people?
A lot of them. Yeah. Yeah, but he just literally dropped. He had tons of probate cases active, a bunch of estate plans that weren't drafted, like, and
Was
just
he just done?
uh
Burned
yeah, I
out?
think there was some uh sounded like there was some maybe criminal stuff going on.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think personally,
Yeah.
criminal stuff personally, not necessarily with the law firm, but yeah, he got I think he got in a decent amount of trouble for just closing up like that and just dropping all the right, because all these people paid him a ton of
Yeah.
money. And yeah, but yeah, all of a sudden we got a couple paralegals, legal assistant, an attorney, and they were all experienced in probate, and they were all a really good culture fit for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can
So
make it work. So, I did it for 10 years. I'm just on to the next.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, what do you guys do anything culture wise? Like this is something that we kind of recently implemented. Do you do anything? Do you put attention on that with the law firm?
We do. We run on EOS. Are you familiar with EOS and the book
No.
Traction?
Oh,
So,
traction. Yeah, I'm familiar with traction.
yeah, so the Traction teaches the entrepreneurial operating system, EOS. And we have an EOS implementer who we work with. So we do quarterly meetings with our leadership team, and there's like a big cultural element of that as well. So we have kind of our core values that we live by, we hire by, we fire by. Um, we have about half of our team is fully remote and half of our team is in office. Our in office team is hybrid. So we do a lot to just create kind of a culture virtually because it's the new world we're in. Everyone, like, great talent wants that flexibility. So
Do you find that hard to kind of create the culture with them virtually? Uh,
no, it just takes some intention. We do, every week we do like a huddle where we do different icebreakers. um, and kind of we have like our traditions as a firm. We've hired really good people based on their values. We do like water cooler chats on a regular virtually. We do little like,
what's a water cooler chat? Just like getting on and shooting the shit?
yeah, yeah.
That's
So someone
cool.
hosts it, and it's different times throughout the week, and people just come on, and it's a virtual water cooler. We do little like fun like parties virtually too. We did like a PowerPoint party where everyone has to make a PowerPoint about something in their life to tell. So like one person, uh, you know, people talked about where they grew up. People talked about like their hobbies. It was just like a really fun way to get to know everybody. So we'll do stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. That's great. That's been We have everyone in office, and that's been kind of my fear is like the whole culture thing. But it sounds like you got it pretty locked in.
Yeah.
That's really good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
you can have in office, that's the best, right? But if you can have everybody in office, that's a really great. Um, but you know, for us, for like the type of talent we wanted and what we're trying to serve and build, we hybrid seem to work, and having virtual people seem to work too.
yeah, yeah. We've been on a couple. Like we have a legal assistant who was really good, and she was like, "Look, my family's moving an hour and a half away. I'm sorry, but I can't work here anymore." And we're like, "Hold on." And then another paralegal who was moving up to South Carolina. I think it was South Carolina, but same thing. Like we just had to. She was so good, we had to keep her. So yeah, I think we have two people. One, the legal assistant works hybrid, and the paralegal's fully remote. But yeah, I think we've kept the culture in with them. They're great people. So yeah.
Good.
Um, so how did you get into law? Like, have you always wanted to be a lawyer, or what was that like?
Yeah, I'm the first lawyer in my family, so I guess I grew up watching way too much Law and Order and really just idolized the legal profession. My dad's an engineer, so math and science were really hit hard growing up, and so kind of originally, my high school had a like pre-law pilot program where I got to take mock trial and criminal law and civil law, and I just loved it. And so I was like in high school, like, I want to be a lawyer. And my dad's like, you can really study anything. Engineering's a good background to have, so you could fall back if you don't like it. So I studied engineering. Engineering was a really tough major, and so I worked as an engineer for a little while, and then ultimately I was like, you know what, I've always just wanted to do this, and so I went to law school. So
Yeah. What did you do as an engineer?
I was a civil engineer, so I worked at a company called CH2M Hill. So I did a lot of big construction projects.
Mm. Do you like it or no?
I mean, I did like it. Like I learned a lot. I'm an extrovert, and I don't know, and I'm entrepreneurial, and I just always had the dream of more. And for me, I'll always be grateful of my engineering roots. Like I use my engineering skills a lot in what I do, but I don't think I'm like your stereotypical engineer. And yeah, I liked it while I did it, but I also wanted to be around people and not like sit in a cubicle all day.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Did you grow up in Colorado?
I grew up in Arizona, and
Okay.
then I came out here for law school.
And then you just loved it and was like, this is where I want to stay.
I came out to Colorado. I planned to stay in Colorado, so I don't know how it was for your wife, but kind of the advice that I got is you should go to law school kind of where you want to practice because you'll build your network. And so I'd gotten accepted into both Arizona schools with full rides, and I took out student loans to come to Colorado because I was so committed to, which some days I'm like, that was stupid. I should have taken, but I knew if I stayed in Arizona for law school, I would never leave because that's like your network that you build, and it would be harder. So I'm really glad I came out here for that reason. But yeah, I did I got accepted to some schools on the East Coast. I did some tourism, some schools like in DC, like Georgetown and George Washington. And the difference was, in those schools, it was so competitive that like there's just like horror stories of people just stealing books from the library, and like everyone was just trying to like get after it. Like just not like a very like an extreme like hyper competitive environment. Whereas in
Like,
Colorado, it's like everyone goes skiing together. And the first day of law school in Colorado, they were like, hey, your classmates are going to be who you practice with through the rest of your life. Like the relationships and the reputation you build in law school is going to follow you. And like if you were in New York or DC, you could be a prick, and like it's not going to impact you because it's such a huge legal community. But Colorado is a small enough legal community that you'll never like outgrow it. And I think that's true. So I think I I wanted to be part of I wanted to go to school somewhere where I could see myself living, raising a family, and have like real relationships and friendships and have work-life balance. And I feel like Colorado schools, people out here, they love skiing and mountain biking and hiking, and they love work-life balance. And like it's definitely yeah, a better balance than an East Coast. I'm like an extremely hyper competitive, ambitious person, and I feel like the fact that I'm in Colorado like chills me out. I often wonder if I lived in the East, like a big city, like a bigger city than Denver, like what kind of person I would be if I
yeah.
would be like just like never going to sleep. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like this gave me a good grounding to be a more balanced human.
Yeah. I'm super competitive. My daughter's super competitive too. And Ashley is not at all. So, I mean, anytime we're like screwing around playing like pickleball or something like that, it's like It's like crazy competitive. And then Ashley's like, um,
That's how my family is too. Like when my parents come to town, like we'll be like, like playing some type of game and everyone's like, and my husband's from Iowa and he's like, what is wrong with you guys? Because my parents both grew up on the East Coast and they're just both like our whole family is like intense people who are extremely competitive. And my husband was like, what is wrong with you? We'll see. My daughter's she's about to turn 5 and my son is 2. So we'll see. We'll see what if they end up being more like my husband and chill or more like me.
probably one of them will be all jacked up like you. We only had one. That's one of my biggest regrets. She's just like me. Just like me.
How old is she?
14.
That's
Yeah.
a tough age. That's a tough age for a girl.
Yeah, she's doing well. She's a competitive volleyball player. She was a competitive gymnast from like age 4 until 11. And then she had a couple injuries, but she just volleyball was gymnastics just transitioned perfectly because she had such eye-hand coordination. Um, and she was like instantly one of the best players out there.
Is she
So
pretty tall?
no, she's short. She's 5'4",
Oh wow.
but I know she can jump really high. She can spike just like the girls that are 6 foot.
Wow.
Um, yeah, yeah. We keep telling her that she needs to move to the back row to play defense. And so she's on the high school team. She's a freshman. She starts on the varsity. She starts on the varsity team, and they're a really good team. And I had told the coach before the season started, I said, "Hey, look, she needs to start playing in the back row on defense." And he was like, "Okay, okay." Well, that didn't happen. So, so she's still playing the front row, but she's playing. Club season starts in I think the beginning of November or December, something like that. Anyway, she'll that is where it's like really competitive is club. It's like that's where scouts are going and so she's playing on a very competitive team and when they put her on the team they said look you're going to be playing defense. So we'll see but long term unless she grows 5 inches in the next couple of years I don't see how she can keep it up but she jumps like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. You have your kids in any kind of sporting stuff yet?
Yeah, my daughter I have in soccer and gymnastics. So I'm 5'3" and my brother's 6'3". And growing up, my mom's pretty tall. So my mom's side's tall, my dad's side's short. So I got the short side. But growing up, I thought I was going to be tall. So basketball was my sport. And I was not as good as your daughter. So, like, when I got to high school, I was at a pretty competitive school and I didn't make the team and I was devastated.
Oh,
My daughter is very tiny. She's like in the 10th percentile. So I'm like, you're going to be in soccer. I wish my parents would have put me in soccer. I'm like, I'm not getting into basketball. So I'm like trying to turn her into a soccer player, but she's really good. She's really fast and she loves it. And then she does gymnastics. My son, I got him into soccer, but he's 2, so
these
like
two, yeah.
he didn't do anything. So he just goes nows and watch. Like he would like run the opposite direction and you know,
Soccer at that age is really funny because they all kind of like they're like a beehive. They all kind of like follow the
uh,
ball. Or it's so fun. It's so cute.
yeah, there wasn't like enough. So there wasn't enough younger kids, so he was playing with the older kids, and like the older kid, he couldn't keep up. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. The young realizing having 2 children, it's like because I'm the youngest child in my family, and now I realize it's like, yes, sometimes the older child gets like the majority of the attention and the younger child's kind of like the afterthought. We're like, oh yeah, what do we need? Oh, we better put Evan. Whereas with her, like she was our first and only, so we like every little thing we celebrated, and now we're like, divided attention. So we'll see what we get him into. Right now, he loves it all. He's a sweet boy.
Yeah. That's
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, such fun age. As they get into 5, 6, 7. Oh my God, so great.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited. I think it's like the dynamic between the two of them is kind of at a hard stage right now. We're hoping like in a few more months he'll be
What
able.
happened? What happens? What do they get?
Yeah, like he loves her like 80% of the time. She loves him like 10% of the time. So, but now she'll do this thing where she'll like get in his face and then he'll hit her and then she'll like bodies and she's like, "He hit me first. What? He started it." She like knows how to like egg him on so that he, what I mean? He has a 2-year-old brain. He is so she'll like push his buttons so that he gets in trouble first and she can like beat the crap out of him. So like 10% of the time they play together and have fun, and then the rest of the time it's like separating because she's terrorizing him or vice versa.
Yeah.
So
How many siblings you have?
I have one older brother.
Okay.
How about you?
I'm one of five.
Woo, that's a lot. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. It was
Where are you in the?
I'm the middle, and I'm like,
Oh,
I think being a middle, I don't know if it's because I'm the middle or maybe because I'm just awesome, but I'm like the favorite and I could do no
oh
wrong growing up,
my God.
and I did a lot wrong. Um,
You gotta
yeah,
wait. You gotta
I
wait.
gotta, yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta
I
wait.
can see how the middle because like I could see how if we were to have a third child right now, how it would be really hard to keep track of the middle because like the older one gets your attention and the younger one is like so needy. I could see how it could be like, wait, you're still here?
Yeah,
What do you need? Yeah.
yeah. Are you gonna have more?
No, we're done.
Done.
2 and done. If we had started younger, I would have. Like I could imagine having a 3, but
How old are
I'm
you?
I'm 42,
Are
43. I
you
just turned
are you
43.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! I was gonna say you're like in your early 30s.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so edit that out of the podcast before you post it.
You look amazing. I seriously,
Thanks.
I'm not saying that. I'm not just saying that. I seriously
Yeah.
thought you were in your early 30s.
Yeah, my husband looks young too, and people think we're both in our early 30s, and then he'll like be the first to like tell them our age. I'm like, hey, they thought we were on the D-Lo. Like, why do you have to out us as the oldie parents?
Yeah.
Someone the other day, I don't know, all growing up I was young for my age, like grade, because I'm a September birthday and my parents started me so I was younger than everyone. So I feel like there's still part of me that's like every year I'm excited when I get older so I can like catch up with my friends
Yeah.
because but at the same time, like the other day a podcast reached out to me that was like a fourth act or like over 40 podcast. I'm like, I don't want to advertise them. How dare you? How dare you reach out to me and think So I don't know. It's funny.
That
I
is funny.
it's fun like aging and grind. But yeah, I don't mind it. Like yeah, and because we have young kids. So yeah, so I got pregnant. So yeah, so I had my kids at 38 and 40. And yeah, so if we'd started younger, I would have a third, but I'm like done.
Yeah.
Too old.
Ashley's 50.
Mhm.
I'm 40. I just turned 44. When's your birthday? September what?
September 1.
1. Okay, I'm the 20th. So I just had my 44th. I got held back in first grade, so I was always the oldest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what year did you graduate from high school?
2000.
I was class of 2000 as well.
There
Millennials.
you go. There you go.
Did you get the shirt like class of 2000 when you were like in kindergarten and like everyone made a big deal and stuff
No.
like that? No, I feel like they made a big deal
For
about
you
it.
they did?
No, the whole school, like we had like a
Oh.
time capsule and we were like this class of 2000 and we had like special shirts and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Well, now I feel like calculating my kid's graduation year when I put it, God, I can't even remember. It's like 20. It sounds
What is
like
it?
science fiction. It's like insane.
You know
Like,
what? My daughter used to say that used to drive us crazy. She was like, "You guys were born in the 1900s." It's like, "Fuck you."
that's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of sneaks up on you. Is your team, a lot of them like younger or older than you guys?
Uh, Majority are younger.
You guys
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm one of the oldest people on the team. Like I have a lot of people in their 30s. There's some people that joined that were in their 20s and now they're getting to be like in their 30s. I'm like, wait, how did you get to be in your 30s? Like you were like you're young, you know what I mean? 20-year-old. a few weeks ago, but yeah, we're all joking about how we all think we're like this young team and then we're all aging. So eventually we won't be.
Yeah. Yeah. We have one kid. He's in, I say kid, it's someone got mad at me for calling someone a kid recently. He's fresh out of college. He's on our sales team. We use non-attorney salespeople. Um, and then our top salesperson, she's 26. And
Yeah.
yeah, she just kills it. She started with us she'll be here almost a year.
Well, that's
Um,
circle back for you when we tried a non-attorney salesperson twice. We tried two different and it didn't work out, so we went back to attorney.
what
Um,
happened?
yeah, it
What
didn't work.
happened?
I think part of it is just like the model that we have because we're similar for estate planning. We are kind of a higher level of service and we're kind of priced higher in the market too.
Mhm.
And I think like that level of clientele really enjoys like meeting with the attorney for whatever reason. We gave it a good shot. Like what happened the second time was the first time the person was doing okay, but then she just decided she didn't want to do estate planning anymore and didn't want to be in the role. And then the second time,
What do you mean? What do you mean? Wait, the salesperson didn't want to be in estate
yeah,
planning
she
anymore?
yeah, she just decided she didn't like it. Like
Was
she
she
did
like,
good. She
was
did
she just
well.
like, I don't want to work here anymore? Was it that
She
it?
was a
Or
great person. Like she liked us, but like she had come, I had pulled her from a sales world position. She was really like, she loved working with the team. She loved the dynamic. She just didn't like talking about death all day. She didn't like
Mhm.
she didn't realize how much it was like digging up old stuff for her and
Oh,
like loss and like grief. And she'd never, and then the other salesperson we brought in, what happened was he converted everybody and then, so we started sending more. Well, he didn't convert, but he was like converting at the rate we wanted him to be at, like 50%. And then, so we started sending him more. And then all of the people we had sent to him like pulled out. So it was like this 50% conversion rate went to like a 10% conversion rate. Like God, like that time period, I lost like 150,000 because
oh, why?
we didn't realize it was happening until it was too late because the meetings were set out 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So
So
like
he would sell and close a new client, and
we
then
would do a deposit
okay,
for estate planning. So this is in probate, which
yeah,
is
yeah,
probate much easier to sell. Estate
yeah,
planning,
for sure. Yeah, probate's like
uh,
it's
probate
dumb
is
if you
so
don't
easy.
hire us.
Probate is like personal injury lawyer hiring, like
Yeah.
everybody hires. But yeah, he was a great sales guy. But yeah, they all converted. They did a deposit, and then 2 weeks later, or like 1 week later, or 2 week like they would all cancel their meetings and back out.
Mm,
And I just
yeah.
couldn't because I already had an attorney that's converted at a high rate. Like the idea was we were hiring him to expand it, but because I had an attorney that could already do it, I'm like, I just can't, like the amount of time it's going to take us to train him and figure this out. Like I've already lost too much money.
Was he doing something like weird or
I
anything
mean, I
like
had
that?
a sales coach for him. Like there was nothing like he
Oh,
was being coached. Like we went up I just couldn't take the loss anymore. So
yeah.
then, because I had a sales attorney, I have an attorney that's a good sales guy that was already converting and he was just capped. And so we were trying to
Right.
add. So then I just did a national search and found a second attorney that had, because we do virtual for our initial session. So I found a second attorney that could sell. And so that's what we have now. But when we're looking to expand nationally, I'm thinking about trying non-attorney salespeople, not for the Colorado firm, but for building out multiple locations and like having a non-attorney salesperson and then hiring attorneys in the background in those states. So if we build that out, I might test it again, but I just couldn't handle the loss anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. The the only issue that we've had with like the refunds is when they end up selling a probate and then we end up finding out they actually didn't need a probate, right? That's we've run into that. Um, and then yeah, just kind of training them on the different areas of law because we're asking these guys to know estate planning, probate, and Medicaid. So it's a lot for them,
It
right?
is, yeah.
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 We're in the process right now. We hired someone to create courses for them,
Oh,
right?
nice. To teach.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have a bunch of SOPs and policies like all over the place, but they're all loose.
Mhm.
And it's hard to reference them, and it when errors are made, and yeah, we just created a course, actual sales course, based off the book Secrets of a Master Closer. And then so they're going to be doing that, and then a bunch of other training related to law. Yeah. How did so you found, when you put out an ad for the attorney, was it like an ad for a sales attorney,
No, we
basically?
tried both. We just because we tried doing an ad for a sales attorney and then we
We
tried
did.
doing estate planning. The sales attorney didn't work because the person didn't like self-identify themselves as a
Yes.
sales attorney. What we did was personality profile everybody. So like we
Okay.
ran like disc. We did like a more sophisticated version of disc because we worked with a recruiter who had like this like more sophisticated one, but like it also did a disc. So like a higher DI personality is what we found.
Okay. So so did the recruiter find the person for you?
Hmm.
Okay.
But we
And
personally tested everybody who applied.
yeah,
So there were a lot of really good attorneys that applied, but when majority of attorneys aren't good salespeople, like they're usually
right.
higher SCs. I'm a high D, like high DI. I'm like a high sales personality. In general, like I have a sales personality profile, but
Definitely.
um, but yeah, so it was, yeah, we just personality profiled and found someone that was a higher DI.
Okay. So then did the
And then we got them
recruiter,
licensed here.
oh, you got them licensed here in Colorado. So they weren't even in Colorado.
No, so
Oh
they're
no.
our meetings, our initial meetings are all virtual because I couldn't find anyone local that
Yeah.
met like that would be a good salesperson.
Yeah. That's what we ran into. We had the ad out and had the same issue, right? We had like one applicant. Um, we actually hired somebody, and after 2 days they said, I'm not doing this. Um, so uh so did the recruiter already basically did they get that agreement with the attorney that they were going to be a salesperson
Well, they're still
before?
too. So they do the salesperson and then they do the design. So they do both
Okay.
functions. So like
Okay.
the session that they do is they do the initial part that's the sale, and then they do the second part that's the design, and then they're the attorney on the file.
Okay.
So like they knew what they knew that they would be practicing law, but that they would also be essentially bringing on onboarding clients and having the sales conversation. So they had to be comfortable with that component of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they didn't self-identify as a salesperson, but their personality profile showed that they had the skill set that they could do. Like they had a higher D so that they could kind of close the deal.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Did you do any sales training with them?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. What kind of stuff do you guys do for that?
We work with a business consultant, so we work with James Brown at Perseverance. I feel like he just changed the name of his, but he's like our fractional CRO and he does sales training. So yeah, so we use that.
Nice. So he's so he's pretty active with all the consults and the sales and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, training wise, getting people up to speed, but now they're doing. I mean, they've been doing it for a while, so they're good.
Yeah. It's interesting. Maybe we should look at that.
I mean, for
Um,
me, probate kind of sells itself.
yeah, probate's not difficult. Um,
But yeah, it's kind of the catch 22. Also, like having it be two people for a smaller firm, it was like the sales cycle, right? Because then it has to go from one person to the next, and like the time delay and all of that to kind of hurt us from a cash flow because we are so reliant on one stream, right? So like I couldn't take as much risk anymore to like if I had another practice area, it wouldn't be a big deal. But yeah, I thought about if we expand to other states eventually building out like doing a non-attorney salesperson.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, it's worked out. We just started doing it. Well, we've been doing it for a while, but we fully converted over to it at the beginning of this year. Yeah.
Well, I've got to run to another appointment, Joe.
Yeah. Well, hey, it was great talking to you.
It was
I'm glad we,
wonderful talking to you. Yeah,
yeah, I'm glad we finally linked up. If you ever need anything, don't ever hesitate to reach out.
absolutely.
Keep watching your videos, and good job. Good job on the all the businesses, and wish you the best of luck expanding.
Same, Joe. Nice to meet you. Have a great
You
day.
too. Okay, bye.